What's up, everybody? This is the 8 to 5 Trader bringing you my recap video of the trades I made today. Today is June 7th, 2018, and I am down again for another losing day. Hey. I'm down for another losing day. Today I lost $214 realized, and after commissions, I'm looking at negative 303.34 net P&L with $79 in commissions. So we're going to go over what went wrong today. For starters, I think I made some really good trades. As always, just like yesterday, my entries were spot on, but I just didn't make the cut as far as, I guess, with my X's. They just weren't as good. So we're going to start off with NXPI. After the market opened, I waited about, I think, maybe 10 minutes or something like that. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, so around 12-minute mark, I went long on NXPI looking for an opening range breakup, and we ended up getting this move right here up to 121.27. I went long 100 shares, and right around here, the price action kept worrying me a little bit, so I ended up not getting the significant move that I was looking for. Wait a minute, that's not the right one. Hold on, got my stuff backwards. I'm sorry. Hold on, this isn't right. Anyway, I went long here. At 120, right at 121.11, looking for that open range breakup, and I ended up selling my position entirely too soon, and the price actually ended up going quite a bit before it basically fell flat. It could never really break this 122 20s to 40s level right here, so ultimately ended up going flat, and I think it fell back down later. But I ended up cutting that trade short, so I didn't get as much of a move out of that as I could have. But let's go to where I actually started. SJM is when I started trading. This move really broke my heart. I didn't trade this trade well at all. This was probably my worst trade of the week, actually. And this just shows you what happens when you get greedy and you get used to getting really big moves on trades and not taking profits when you should be taking profits. So as you guys know, if you've been watching me for the past week, I like to look for moving average trend trades, kind of like NXPI here, where the price action just follows the non-moving average in the 20 and kind of makes a trend. Well, we didn't get that trend when I was looking for it, and it made the same trend right here on QCOM. This is the move that I was looking for right here, and I guess I was looking for it even right here. I was looking for this at the open is what I was looking for, right? I was looking for this trend to the downside, and I ended up expecting to get that, and what we ended up getting was a big support level bounce, and it ended up turning out very ugly at the open. So I took this trade at the first 5 minutes. I took it at the minute 5, or right after the minute 5 mark, so minute 6. I went short 200 shares, perfect entry. Couldn't have got a better entry after the first 5. Price action dropped down from my entry at 97.90 all the way down to a low of around 96.30 since the spread was a little off. So that was well over $300, and I didn't take any profits. I was hoping to break down below 96 and just keep going, but I expected way too much out of this trade. I thought we were going to break pre-market lows and just keep running. And what ended up happening, we got a little nasty squeeze right here. Once it squeezed up to the 9, I was thinking, okay, it may go back down, but this ended up, because basically what ended up happening was, like, I was thinking, okay, did I really just lose almost $400 in this trade? When it came back up here, I was like, no, it's gonna go back down, and we ended up getting this squeeze right here, and I ended up losing around $90 after commissions on this trade. It really hit me hard. It put me through the ringer. Like, this one really hurt me. So I got greedy on here. I should have just took it. Like, I was looking for that trend. It squeezed up the first time, and then we closed below the 9, and then it sold off, and I was like, it's gonna keep going. It's just gonna keep going, and then it fooled the hell out of me, and it really set me up for failure. I think after I didn't take profits, it wasn't so much the loss, the $80-some loss. That wasn't the part that bothered me. It was the fact that I was up so much, even almost recouping for the losses that I had the previous day, which was yesterday, and this trade really messed me up. So that was that. Then I made the trade on NXPI, which is what I just covered here. Then I came back and made the QCOM trade right here. QCOM was a good trade, but I cut it entirely too short. Again, after losing so much on that previous trade, I was shook. And I was like, you know what, let me start going back to setting targets. So after we got this move below VWAP, we got that close again below the 9 moving average and VWAP on the 5 minute. I took this trade short. I think my buying power was either tied up in another. Yeah, at this time, most of my buying power was tied up in NXPI. So I only had enough to take, I think, 100 shares of QCOM? Yeah, I took 100 shares of that. So I took that to the short side. When we got to this 20 moving average, I was looking at it possibly bouncing, which is what happened here on MU. We kind of got that bounce right there. And I think we got that bounce on another trade on 5. See, we got that kind of, we touched it, then we bounced. That's what I was expecting to happen. So I just took it. As soon as we get to the 20, I'm going to take this off. And then the price action actually ended up forming that nice 9 moving average trend that we're so used to seeing. Just kept trending down. It got here and it just kept going down to where it kind of wanted to go to the 200, but it didn't. So I left, let's see, 61.54. I left about 54. I left about 60 cents on the table. So that could have easily been a $100 trade. I didn't do as well on that. And then I came back later and tried to short 200 shares on QCOM. After getting this close below the 20, we didn't fully break it. I was thinking, okay, it's going to come back down, but my entry was not as favorable. I got in very late. I probably shouldn't have taken this. I was hoping we were going to keep breaking down to the 50 right here, and we just didn't get it at this time. So I ended up losing out, and I ended up losing all of what I gained from the previous trade. So that's QCOM. And SJM, I came back and made some more trades on SJM. I went short looking for that big push down through VWAP. I went short 200 shares and instantly later on got a squeeze up. We didn't fully break the 9 moving average, but I was looking at this possibly happening again, so I covered, went back short again, got an ugly entry compared to what I previously had. If I was going to short again, I should have just held what I had. But it was just moving up and down, and the spread wasn't as pretty. You can see, I mean, the market's closed now, but the spread was looking like what it is now, about a 16 cent, 20 cent spread. And I didn't want this thing to pop and I'll be instantly down, 99.15. That could have easily been 50 cents for 200 shares. I'd have been, down another 70 bucks for 35 cents. So I didn't want that to happen. And then we finally got that big drop that I was looking to happen, at this 98 level. We got that drop, but I was already out of the position both times at this point. Then we came up and closed above VWAP, and I was thinking, okay, we closed above VWAP, but we didn't close above this 9 moving average. I had the perfect entry right here at the 9 moving average, and I say, if I'm going to take this trade, this is where I'm going to take it. And I shorted to another 200 shares. Then we got the move down. The price action struggled. I felt like it was just kind of like it was moving very slow. It would pop up, come down, pop up, come down. And I was like, let me just go ahead and cover. And lo and behold, the price action squeezed very hard. So I made a little bit on that, made up for some of that bogus loss that I got previously. And then I came over to NKTR for my last trade, and this broke my heart as well. Got a very similar entry to QCOM, that kind of late 9 moving average trade. I had the right idea, but I was just very late on the entry. 200 shares, price action squeezed up. I would watch this squeeze, but then I was thinking to myself, should I actually take it? Because we made a new high, but then we closed below the 20, then we closed below the 9. I was like, okay, now it's time to take this short. We got the squeeze right here. We didn't close above the 9, then we got another big push up. And ultimately, I ended up stopping out. And had I held it just a little bit longer, it eventually started to trend all the way down, forming that nice, beautiful 9 movers to 20 average trade on the 1 minute that I always look for. So ultimately, just wasn't, I wouldn't say I necessarily had bad entries. I do think my sizing may have been off a little bit. I shouldn't have probably taken this big of a share size right here. But I've done it before. I was really hoping we were going to get that move back down. It felt right. The chart to me felt right. I guess I stopped out a little bit later than I probably should have. And that seems to be what's killing me. You know, it's my stop out points and not taking profits. I feel like my entries are very spot on. Like today, all of my entries, I feel, other than probably this trade right here, I feel like my entries were really spot on. Even NXPI, I'm not even a long-based trade. A long-based trader. I even got a good entry on that. I just had a very bad exit. I'm not taking profits, and I'm not getting out of these trades when I need to, and that's something that I need to really work on. But today I lost $300. Yesterday I lost $400 some. So even though this is in the simulator, I'm trading this as hopefully as close to real as possible. Of course, when you start putting real money on the line, the emotions are going to be a lot different. But you know, it's a learning process and just something that I gotta learn. I gotta learn to take profits and cut these losers. But I keep telling myself not to, I guess, rack up the commissions, because the commissions will eat up into your profit so much. But you know, some people tell you that's not something you need to worry about. You just need to trade the trade. And I tell myself that, and then, you know, some people tell you you need to start, you know, scaling out, and then when you scale out, you know, all the commissions rack up and all that kind of stuff. But either way, I should have just taken something. I should have took something here. This is just this bothers me so much, seeing this almost 2-point drop. Well, no, almost a point drop with 200 shares. And actually, no. This is more than the point. This is almost 95. Almost 2-point drop from my entry, and me not taking anything off of it. That really racked me. I probably should have stopped trading after this, or at least just sit there and evaluate what the hell just happened. But because of that, you know, I had $303 in losses. And when I go back and look at my trades and my performance, I'm noticing that at the market open, I'm making most of my best trades. This is TraderView software, and I basically put all my trades in there, and it basically, you know, builds reports and shows me my performance and all that kind of stuff. So I'm seeing that at 9, I'm making, you know, I guess my best entries, and my I guess I don't know if it's basing it off of between 8:30 and 9, but this is when I'm making my best trades, and I'm making most of my errors I'm losing more between 9 and 10. And I keep telling myself I need to take, you know, the 10:30 fades that happen, and you know, MU made that perfect 10:30-ish fade right here where it faded, made that after between 10 and 10:30 fade where the market starts selling off because people are dumping their trades because they're done with their day. It made that trade. NKTR made that trade. This is what I was looking for, and again, I was too early. 10:30, boom, it faded. You know. So between 10, I feel like between 10 and 10:30, if I'm not already in a trade, I probably shouldn't be trading, because I don't tend to make the best decisions. QCOM made that same kind of trade later on right there. It finally sold off, kind of. QCOM, yeah. So it finally did kind of sell off. VKTX kind of made that. It tried to, well, it made the previous day close and it broke back up. 5 ended up trying to sell off. It did kind of sell off and then it went back up. So these stocks tend to make these moves between 10:15 and 11 o'clock. But for some reason, I just keep trading them at the wrong time. And between 9 and 10, I keep losing most of my big trades. So that's something I got to work on. But that is my trades for the day. Minus 303. Minus 214 realized. Minus 303 at the commissions. So we'll see what tomorrow brings us. But yeah, this trade rocked me pretty bad. But we'll see what tomorrow brings. So until next time, guys, go ahead and click that like button and subscribe so you guys can keep up to date with my trades, and I'll see you tomorrow.